Hey folks, I'm the Amazing Vito, and I'm talking to my one and only good old friend. I haven't seen him in so long. TJ, everybody. TJ, thanks so much. I haven't seen you in so long. It's been a dog's age with all this crap that's been going on. Um,
Yeah.
Anyways, today we're gonna talk about a show. I didn't know this. I saw this show maybe I saw a different episode, and it's called Monsters. Okay. And I saw an episode maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and it creeped me out because these people are
Yeah,
they
it's
give monsters a bad name. You know what I mean?
well, for me, it when I was sick over Christmas time, I'm in bed and I got my TV right by my bed. So I mean, I was just watching YouTube, like going in rabbit holes every night and just clicking on stuff. But I've seen the one we're gonna talk about, I've seen that about 6 months ago. And not to get off course, but another guy did almost the same thing. He just got convicted in October. His name is Chandler Halderson, and but it's almost the same exact thing. And I say to myself, like, not only are they your parents, but if you shoot somebody and kill somebody, like, how do how do you do that? Like,
Oh,
cut them
never
up?
mind that. Like I don't mind. Like I hear like yeah, like when you get so angry or whatever, and you're in the somebody cuts you off or whatever. Look, it's ski mask's knob right there. So somebody and can bother you, can make you that upset. What's he want? What's he want?
No, he's just gonna sit down next to
Oh,
you.
good. There he is. Speaking of
He's the
mass murderers, there he is.
he's the
Ladies and gentlemen,
yeah,
ski mask. I look like
serial
powder.
killer in training.
Yeah, look
That's
at
right.
him right there.
It's easy cutting people up, dude. It's
So
fucking easy.
we're
Get it
we're
done with.
we're talking about this show called Monsters, okay? And what this guy did, his name is Joel Gray Jr. He
Joe
never
Guy Jr.
Joe Guy Jr.
Are you
And he
fucking Ray
he
DeVito?
Yeah, what are you reading a textbook over there?
yeah. No, I had to write it down because I should be wearing glasses. But anyway, where did he go now?
He'll be back. He's just
All right,
fucking
so
around.
what this dude did is beyond. He kills his parents. He
Yeah,
never
well, the,
not
the
only not
story
only
to it is,
not only did he kill them, he dismembered them.
yeah.
Like
And
it's
if you watch the doc, that's why I told you there's like a twist at the end. But the doc I sent you, they actually reveal it in the middle of the doc. But I seen one where they reveal it at the end. They go in with the camera and they show everything in the kitchen. They show the pot on the stove,
yes.
and then they go upstairs. And then at the end, they tell you, the mother's head was in that pot boiling
Oh my
for
god!
like
Like
I mean,
it was so disturbing, man.
and he looked very disturbing. And what kills me is that he's sitting in a courtroom with that face mask on. They should have him hooked up to a gas mask with cyanide coming through.
No,
Never mind.
they like guys like you know what? Like to me, I used to be for the death penalty, but to me it's just too easy. Like you're gonna do
Well,
time, you're gonna do like you know what I mean? Like you're done. If you go to jail for life, it's not fun.
absolutely, I agree with that. But here's the thing: he's locked up by himself. He's not with other prisoners because they would kill him.
Yeah, but that in itself would be hell. Like that
I
in
mean,
itself, that in himself not being free. Like who was it? I remember Sammy the Bull Gravano talking about supermax prisons, and those prisons they're insane, man.
yeah.
They're
Well, I think the Supermax is the one that's built into the mountain in Colorado or something. It's like they built it inside a mountain, and it's like 12 levels deep. And yeah, they're just
yeah, you
stuck in a room by that's it.
yeah, you're
You know,
not you're like it's just it's over. If you're in
but you're
there,
alive, and it's
yeah,
yeah,
but
I don't know.
would you want to be alive in a supermax?
No, no,
No.
no.
I,
I
I
get what you're saying, like the death penalty, because I mean, if that was you know, I can't even say my brother, but if it was my brother, man, I mean, I'd have to, take him out. You know what I mean? The evidence was unrefutable.
Holy shit.
I
He
mean,
wrote
he did
everything.
it.
This is what this idiot did. He went to university. Okay, this guy here, uh, Joel Guy Jr., he went to university for 9 years
And
for
the mother
plastic
paid for
surgery.
everything. His
Yeah,
mother had to work to pay for his bills.
well,
And when she told him she wanted to retire, that set him off.
yeah. So, do you know how old he was when because they were close to, the father was 61, right? And he said it's time to retire. And so I don't know how old the mother was, but they were work their whole life.
Yeah,
They
the whole
paid
life.
everything for this guy. I mean, she worked, her paycheck went to him, and he ends up chopping her head off. Like
Yeah.
and then dismembering his father's hands. And then he
Yeah.
bought like chloroform and all these to,
And
like,
they have video documentation of everything he did.
well, he wrote
And he
everything
did
down.
right. And he did a lot of the stuff before he came up in Louisiana. He bought the mixer and the meat grinder.
Oh,
So
jeez.
it was premeditated.
Yeah.
And he went up on Thanksgiving. He took a family photo, and then the next like 3 days, I just can't imagine the fucking mindset. Like, how do you get to that point? You know what I mean? I mean, if you're fighting with somebody like your dad or whatever, and there's a gun in the house, and you threaten him with a gun and it goes off and you kill him. All right, I can understand that. But what this guy did, I mean, what the
But
fuck?
what I don't get, TJ, is why weren't there, nobody saw any signs? Like,
Well,
how do you go from, like, he looks like a nerd, first of all, right? Like, he just looks like this spoiled dude,
yeah,
right? So how do you go like, I don't understand how nobody sat there and said, you got to watch him, man. Like, the stuff he does, or the movies he watches, or like the whatever this guy, but nobody came forward to say, you got to watch him. He's nuts. He's like, he just,
yeah.
how do you do that to your own parents? Your
I
own,
in the doc, there's another one. There's about 3 or 4 pretty good ones on it, and they interviewed his sisters, who is from the father previous marriage, so the
yeah,
stepsisters to him. He's the only child between the mother and father that gets killed, but they have, the father had 2 daughters before he met the one,
yeah,
and they had him. So they said in the documentaries that he never talked to any of his sisters. If they came over for holidays, he'd stay in his room. And, you know, I'm sure that
yeah.
they had
That's right. That's
conversations.
right. Yeah.
I'm sure they had conversations that what's going on with him. They probably brought him to, psychiatrists, all that shit. But, at the end of the day, man, to do what he did, it just boggles my fucking mind,
Oh,
man.
I
It really,
know.
I mean, the mother came in with the groceries, and like she walked up the stairs, and he shot them first. Well, he shot the father in the back. So that he's a coward, He wouldn't even give the father a fighting chance.
No, I know.
He
I
shot him in the
mean,
back.
the people that brought you life, that gave you everything. Like, it wasn't like, like, you ever hear a story where they abused the kid, right? Like, they did horrible, horrendous things to this kid. This fucking guy was given everything. Everything, man.
Never
You know,
worked.
and what set him off was when they said, listen, because why he ended up killing his parents was because his parents said, we're going to retire now. We can't keep supporting you. And our retirement, we could only make so much money.
Right. They had a budget.
Yeah, they have a
They
budget, right?
they even figured in the beer and the cigarettes.
Yes, yes.
They're
So,
like beer, cigarettes. This is what it's going to cost every month, and yeah,
yeah,
and they wanted to retire. They were selling the house. you know, it's like I said, I mean, it just, when I see stuff like that, and now it's happened again with this other guy, but I don't, you know, we can go down a rabbit hole all day with this stuff, but there's, you know, some stuff I want to talk to you about. I'll just touch on the one is the guy who I seen it live. I was, I guess that happened about 12 years ago. And I remember what, and something came up on the TV and they showed this bus with, it had like, they had, like it covered with those, orange or yellow, tops, you know, and then I listened to the story. The guy cut the guy's fucking head off on the bus
Yeah, I remember that. You're talking
in
about
Cat,
where I'm at? Yeah, I know.
right, in Canada. So that's why, you know, I figured we get into that a little bit, but you know, he's out of jail now.
Yeah,
And I can't believe, I mean, how do you let somebody out of jail who did, he not only cut his head off, but he started eating him, right?
yeah. Because they plead insanity, right? That's there was one story where um I'll try and find it for you, where the woman like they had an okay relationship or something. They were married for like 13 years. And then this guy came into the relationship while he was on business working, and he convinced her that she had several other lives. That this is the thing, right? Like, um, uh, people could never, you know, it's like whenever you talk, like I talked to Kay Parker, I was just telling you about when I was talking to Kay
Right,
Parker.
right,
She's completely batshit crazy,
right.
right? She was in Taboo, right? She started in it where, you know, they, you know, whatever. So, and the interview, she was convinced that in another life, she was a high priestess, and she remembers being attacked by uh, the Romans or something, and she remembers all this stuff. And I'm sitting there going, why does everybody, yeah, you know, you sit there and you go, yeah, I'm talking to somebody who's completely, you know,
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know, gonzo. So
yeah.
like they never, TJ, nobody ever sits there. Like I never sit there and go, TJ, you know, my other life, I wasn't a prince, I wasn't a king,
Yeah.
I was the piss bucket boy.
Yeah, right. They're
It,
always the queen or the king.
yeah,
You're right.
it's always
Nobody's
like,
ever the fuck.
it's always the emperor, you were somebody important, but in this life you're fucking, you know, you're a guy that works at the deli, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
in that life you were important. So
Yeah.
this dingbat believes what this guy says, right? She ends up, if you don't agree with her, agree with her, you're considered a negative person. A demon has gotten into you, so it's my duty to kill you. You understand? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she killed her two kids. It was
Kay
hor
Parker did?
no, not Kay Parker. No, no, not Kay Parker. This woman that was in this show,
Oh,
uh,
yeah, yeah, okay.
she
Yeah.
ended up killing uh 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 two kids, her brother, who her brother killed some other guy, no, killed her husband. Um, it was horrendous, man. So like this is the thing, when people come along and say, uh uh they brainwash you and tell you, uh you're better than this, there's better, you know, the next life is going to be so much better, this life is just, well, it's nothing, your kids are not your sorry, your kids are not your kids, you have to, you know, if they don't agree with what we're doing, you have to destroy them, your own kids, man, your own kids. What's that tell you? Like, it just tells you you're nuts.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you should never, she's going to, um of course, like the guy, her boyfriend that she ended up going, he got like 40 years or something like that. And then she she's going like to a psychiatric hospital, and
Yeah.
I'm like, that's way too,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's just unbelievable, man. Even the guy, they just let the guy who shot Reagan out. and he's all over you. Like they canceled Donald Trump, the president of the United States, but they got a guy who shot a president is allowed on Twitter.
Yeah, and I remember, and I remember.
Fucking-
Do you remember when Reagan got shot? I remember.
yes, I do. I was with my dad.
Yeah, I remember all of
We
a
heard it on
sudden
the
it
radio.
was it was when, you know, every day is breaking news. If you ever look how white I am, man. Like I look like powder. So the day Reagan was shot, I remember sitting there, all of a sudden breaking news comes on, and it was surreal because you thought nobody could ever shoot a sitting president,
Right.
right?
I was born in '64. That's when Kennedy. So I don't remember that one, but yeah, Reagan. I do remember vividly. I was 17. Me and my dad were going to pick up a car, and we heard it on the radio. And then when we got home, you know, we seen it, and they still didn't know if he was going to make it because
Yeah.
he was, you know, and the other guy Brady, he got all fucked up too.
Yeah, but do you remember the one guard? And I think I don't know if the guys were wearing if it was even invented, bulletproof vests in 1980.
Yeah. Well,
But
the one guy jumped in front of the bullet.
do you remember he did
Yeah.
that? He stood he went like this,
Yep.
and he made himself big on purpose.
Yep.
So he got nailed. Like that guy is a hero, huge,
Yeah.
right?
Because you think with all the training in the world, you would think that, you know, that's what they're trained to do is to jump in front of a bullet for the president. But
Yeah,
when that time actually comes and you got to jump in front of that bullet,
yeah.
I don't
I
know.
would sit there and go, but you know, I would just go, listen, I had a cramp. You know, I thought I saw something. There was a dollar bill on the floor. I went to go grab it.
Somebody
and-
grabbed my ass.
Yeah, like something. Because
I was
I mean,
distracted for a second.
but that just shows you the level these guys at that time. I remember the Secret Service, they were held with such, you know,
Yeah.
like they are like the
Right.
top dogs, right? So
Yeah,
it's like those guys are so honorable. To do that you know, is something, you know, like
Yeah.
I would jump in front of a bullet for my
A
family.
family member. Right.
But if
My
you
sons, if I was with my sons and something happened, I would do everything I could
yeah,
until
of
I
course
was
you
dead.
would. But
to
if you got
protect them.
hired, if I hired you and I go,
Right.
hey, TJ,
Right.
we don't really know each other. I'm gonna pay you whatever. Listen, if somebody shoots me, jump in
You
front of
gotta
that
jump.
bullet. And you'd be like, yeah, sure, buddy. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump right in front of that bullet. But you know, like, what is it? What's the old saying? You can't get good help these days. I don't see a whole lot of guys jump in front of bullets these days, especially for the idiots that they got to watch now.
Oh,
They're-
Jesus Christ. You know, Vito, we could, I mean, we'll talk again soon, but you know, to kind of get back to like, we got into Reagan because I said the guy got out, and the guy on the bus in Canada, like I
Yeah.
told you, I was watching that live, and I watched it, and the people that got off the bus, you know, I remember
It was-
seeing them,
it
and
was horrible, man.
they were in shock. And then, like, now there's a documentary all over YouTube about it, and they interviewed the people that were on the bus. So many of them, they can't even go to work. Like they're really fucked up in the head. Man,
Oh yeah,
from
could you
seeing that.
imagine seeing somebody get their head?
That would fuck me up. That
Oh,
would
yeah.
fuck me up, man.
Oh yeah,
That
you,
would-
you take a
that would.
guy's head off and then you start eating his head in front of everybody on a bus. I know it sounds
And he's out of jail. He's
see
out
that's
of
what
jail.
I find him and the guy in like the Reagan guy. I don't like that guy should never be out of jail.
Yeah,
I
because
would
he took
never.
a shot at the president.
Yeah,
I mean,
but he not
that
only
should
did
be
he.
a life sentence.
Yeah, but not only did he do that, he destroyed another man's life. He's in a wheelchair. He
Right.
could barely talk.
Right,
I'm
and that's what I mean. Now he's on Twitter. He's joking around on fucking Twitter. He's playing the guitar.
yeah.
You know,
like, I don't
it's
get
fucking
that.
ridiculous. Yeah,
I
me
don't-
neither.
I don't get that. That's the thing I don't get. And with this guy here, this Joel Guy Jr. I mean, what else did he do here?
He took the bodies, like the torsos, and he put them in those bins.
Yeah.
Like a Walmart, and he poured a bunch of like different chemicals,
Like,
and then he
yeah,
tried
to
to
try and melt the body, like,
right. Then
oh
he
my,
turned the heat
your
up all the way.
your parents.
How did he think he wasn't going to get caught?
He
Like,
had
did he
everything because he
really
said, remember, he wrote down, he goes, oh, once they're gone, I receive, this is what he got,
everything?
$500,000. Man, I'm too white. I'm literally too white. You know, you know, but 500,000, and really, man, I mean, really, you
Well, I mean, and plus he was planning on stiffing his sisters too.
was he?
Yeah, he had. I think he had the father sign everything over to. I don't know. Maybe that's a bull. Because some of these docs they throw shit in. And it's not real, but yeah, he was like the sole, But he had two daughters, so why would he cut the daughters out? And the daughters, when you see them in court, they talk about what a great guy he was and what a great relationship they had with him. And like even like if you start thinking about that, the sisters, how much they feel like, all right, your parents die in a car crash or plane crash, whatever, but to have to sit through a trial and he's sitting there with that fucking attitude, right?
Yeah, I know.
He's sitting there with that fucking attitude, man. Like he's making faces and it's just
It's
the whole
weird,
thing
man.
it just made me sick to my stomach and I think about it and I just can't wrap my head around it. That's about all I could say.
Yeah, do you
So,
know
if
what was the most what I found disturbing was when the cops showed up, all the cops showed up at the house. The pot, he had a pot
on the stove,
on the stove with his mom's head in it.
yeah.
So the
And it was
cop,
boiling for 3 days,
oh
boiling for
my,
3 days.
what a
And they said they were barely to get, they got some DNA from it. But I mean, like I said, the first doc I watched about it, they kind of, that's what they did with the doc. So they document the kitchen and you see the pot and they say, oh, it's a stock pot. And then, they find all the body parts upstairs. And as they're checking downstairs, she was a female. She opened the pot. Can you imagine?
oh man.
Oh, I mean, like that. And he did it for that shock value too, right? He had to.
He-
Like what?
like I to me, I I don't know. I don't know what would possess you to do something so
Right.
it was
That.
so I'm TJ, it was disturbing, man.
Yeah. I
Like
know.
this, the
I
whole
know.
story was disturbing. So folks, we'll do another one of these. But check it out. It's called Monsters. And if you
It's a
want
whole
it,
series about. There's some other good ones on there too, but that one is the one. And then once you click on that, then it'll start coming up on your algorithm of YouTube. You'll see there'll be if somebody puts something else out about it, you'll see it because you watch that one.
but
It'll pick up on it.
you know why I didn't do it on my TV? Why I didn't put it, I watched it on my phone because I didn't want the algorithm to go on my TV
Oh
because
yeah,
it's because then it shows you other and it's so depressing. You're going, is every
mine's connected to my Google account. So
okay, but
with my
it's like
phone, it's right on my TV.
once you start getting all these other videos, like there's so many other ones that are so disturbing. You're going,
Some of them, like you could find some good stuff on there. What I do is like if I like a show, I'll subscribe to the channel, and then I'll go through the channel and see what I like. If there's something I like, I'll stay subscribed. If
yeah,
not, But I love it, man. I love all them docs because let's face it. I mean, TV sucks right now. I mean, the only show that I'll go to if I'm bored is The Office. Are you a fan of The
yeah, I
Office?
love The Office.
Yeah, me too. I could go back and watch them
My
episodes over
daughter
and over.
thinks I'm the Michael Scott. She goes, "You're Michael Scott, but not famous."
And I'm not a big Steve Carell guy, but he's phenomenal in that.
Yeah,
They
he's
all
great.
are. The whole
He-
cast is
yeah,
great.
he's
The
great
whole
in it.
cast.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
anyways, guys, if you get a chance, check out Monsters on on YouTube. If you want, if you're squeamish, don't watch it. I'm
Well, they
telling you.
really don't show too, I mean, it's more disturbing to me to just to know what happened.
Yeah.
What they actually show is pretty, they show some blood stains but they don't show body parts, but you
No,
can,
but it's the whole, like,
yeah, it
I mean,
gets in your head.
this guy cut his dad's hands off. I mean, how do you, like, it's so bloody disturbing. So yeah,
it's-
check it out. Folks, please subscribe. If you don't, whatever, you suck. But no, have a good day. Be good. Thanks so much, TJ. It was good seeing you
No
again.
problem. It's just
Oh.
really good to see you too, man.
Next
and I
time
hope
I'm
to
gonna
see
fix the
you,
lighting here. I look like a ghost. But
me and Ski Mask are going to the city tonight. We're going to a comedy festival in the city. So hopefully, maybe things will start loosening up and you can come down.
yeah, I want it. I want
You
to come.
definitely got a spot at a secret show, like at Mead's house. You're right up.
All right, I
like,
appreciate it. It'll be fun.
Yep.
It'll be
All
fun.
right, Vito, I
All right.
love you, man.
I love you too,
Thank
brother.
you so much.
You're awesome.
Take care of yourself.
All right,
Later,
be good.
bro.
Ciao.